Ever wondered what a DDoS attack is? Well, let's take a dive into the world of cybersecurity and unravel this complex term in the simplest way possible. DDoS, an acronym that stands for Distributed Denial of Service, represents a type of cyber attack. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds pretty technical, but stick with me and I promise to make it as understandable as possible. Imagine you're driving along a freeway. It's a lovely day and traffic is light. Suddenly you find yourself in a sea of cars, all heading in the same direction. The road is jammed and you're stuck, unable to move forward. That's frustrating, isn't it? Well, in the virtual world of the internet, a DDoS attack is somewhat like that traffic jam. It's an onslaught of traffic so heavy that it overwhelms a website or online service. The main aim of this type of attack is to make a machine or network resource unavailable to its intended users by temporarily or indefinitely disrupting services of a host connected to the internet. Just as a traffic jam prevents you from reaching your destination, a DDoS attack stops users from accessing a website or an online service. The web server becomes so overloaded with unwanted requests that it cannot respond to legitimate ones, and as a result it might crash, denying service to users. It's like having a group of people crowding the entrance of a shop, making it impossible for genuine customers to enter. These attacks can be orchestrated for various reasons, such as competition, revenge, or simply for the fun of it by those who enjoy causing mayhem online. To sum it up, DDoS attacks are a significant threat in today's digital age, where our lives are increasingly intertwined with the internet. They're like virtual traffic jams, preventing users from accessing their desired online destinations. So, a DDoS attack is like a traffic jam that stops users from accessing a website. And just as we have traffic management systems to handle road congestion, there are ways to prevent and mitigate DDoS attacks in the cyber world, but more about that later. For now, let's move on to understanding how these attacks work. Now that we know what a DDoS attack is, how does it actually work? Well, the process is somewhat like a traffic jam on an internet highway. Imagine you're a website and you're a popular destination on this highway. Normally, you can handle a few thousand cars, or in this case, data packets coming your way. But what if suddenly millions of cars came rushing at you? This is what happens in a distributed denial of service attack, or DDoS. The attacker, who's like a rogue traffic controller, uses multiple computers to flood you with traffic. These computers could be anywhere in the world, and they're usually infected with malware that allows the attacker to control them. This network of infected computers is often called a botnet. Now, each of these computers in the botnet starts sending requests to your website. It's like all of them are trying to visit you at the same time. Now remember, these aren't just a few computers. We're talking about potentially thousands or even millions of computers, all controlled by the attacker. And here's the kicker. These aren't genuine requests. They're fake, designed to clog up your system. It's as if all these cars on the highway are just there to create a traffic jam, not to actually reach a destination. You, as the website, try to process all these requests, but there's just too many. Your servers strain under the load and eventually they can't keep up. Your website slows down, or worse, crashes altogether. This is the goal of the DDoS attack, to overwhelm your system with so much traffic that it can't function. The attacker doesn't need to breach your security or steal your data. They just need to stop you from functioning. So to recap, a DDoS attack works by using a botnet to flood a target with so much traffic that it can't handle it. The attacker uses the sheer volume of requests to overwhelm and incapacitate the target. In essence, the attacker overwhelms the target site with so much traffic that it can't handle it. So what happens when a website is hit by a DDoS attack? Well, the impact can be significant and wide-ranging. Imagine you're running a bustling online store and suddenly your website slows down to a crawl. Your customers can't make purchases and your sales drop dramatically. This is a classic symptom of a distributed denial of service or DDoS attack. When a DDoS attack occurs, the targeted website may slow down significantly or even crash completely. This is because the server is bombarded with a flood of artificial traffic, overwhelming its resources. It's like a single shop assistant trying to serve an impossibly large crowd of customers. Eventually, the service slows down or breaks down entirely. And the effects are not just technical. The slowdown or crash can cause considerable inconvenience for users who rely on the website for information, services, or products. In our digital age, where we expect instant access to everything. Even a minor delay can be frustrating. It's like trying to shop in a crowded store where the aisles are blocked and the checkout lines are miles long. Not a pleasant experience, right? But the impact goes beyond mere inconvenience. For businesses, a DDoS attack can result in significant financial losses. When an online store is down, it can't make sales. When a corporate website is inaccessible, it can damage the company's reputation. And when a service provider's site is slow, it can lose customers to competitors. According to the Poneman Institute, the average cost of unplanned downtime can be up to $7,600 per minute. That's a serious dent in any business's bottom line. Moreover, DDoS attacks can also serve as a smokescreen for more sinister activities. While the security team is busy dealing with the attack, cybercriminals may attempt to breach the network and steal sensitive data. It's like a magician's trick. While you're watching the flashy spectacle, you don't notice the sleight of hand. The effects of a DDoS attack can be far-reaching, from frustrating users to causing serious business disruption. And as our world becomes increasingly digital, understanding these impacts and how to prevent them becomes ever more crucial. What measures can be taken to prevent a DDoS attack? Well, let's dive right into it. In the realm of cybersecurity, prevention is always better than cure. One of the first steps you can take is to ensure strong network security. Think of it as your first line of defense. This means keeping all systems, network and security devices and applications updated with the latest patches and security updates. It's like a medieval castle. The more you fortify and update your defenses, the harder it is for the invaders to break in. But maintaining strong network security isn't just about updates. It also involves deploying threat mitigation systems that can identify and respond to anomalies quickly. In essence, you're installing a watchdog that barks at the slightest hint of a threat. Now, we're in a digital era where the sophistication of attacks is increasing. Here's where services that detect and mitigate DDoS attacks come in. These services essentially filter your traffic, allowing the good to come in and keeping the bad at bay. It's like having a bouncer at a club, letting in the A-listers and keeping out the troublemakers. But what if you're a small fish in a big pond and think you're not a likely target? Let me tell you, size doesn't matter when it comes to DDoS attacks. So don't ignore the threat. Instead, develop a response plan. This plan should outline the steps to be taken when an attack occurs, including who should be contacted, how to communicate during the attack, and how to recover afterward. It's like having a fire drill plan, so you know exactly what to do if there's a fire. And remember, always monitor your network. Regular monitoring can help identify potential threats before they become a problem. It's like keeping a regular check on your health to catch any illness early. While no measure is 100% foolproof, taking these steps can significantly reduce the risk of DDoS attacks. So, keep your defenses strong, stay vigilant, and always be prepared. It's a wild cyber world out there, but with the right precautions, you can navigate it safely. Let's quickly recap what we've learned about DDoS attacks. A distributed denial of service or DDoS attack is a malicious attempt to disrupt the normal functioning of a network, service, or website by overwhelming the target or its surrounding infrastructure with a flood of internet traffic. It's like a traffic jam clogging up a street, preventing regular traffic from reaching its desired destination. This is achieved by the attacker utilizing multiple compromised computer systems as sources of traffic. We explored how these attacks work, delving into the three types of DDoS attacks: volume-based attacks, protocol attacks, and application layer attacks. Each has its own method of operation, but all share the common goal of disrupting service, causing damage, and creating chaos. The impact of a DDoS attack can be devastating. It can knock a website offline, cause significant financial loss, damage a company's reputation, and even lead to data breaches. This is why understanding the nature and mechanics of these attacks is so crucial. We then moved onto prevention. While it's impossible to completely eliminate the risk of a DDoS attack, there are steps we can take to strengthen our defenses. This includes deploying a robust DDoS protection system, maintaining a comprehensive incident response plan, and regularly updating and patching systems to close off vulnerabilities. But it doesn't stop there. Education and awareness are key. Understanding the telltale signs of a DDoS attack can help in early detection and mitigation. It's a constant battle, but with the right knowledge and tools, we can fight back. So there you have it. A look at what DDoS attacks are, how they work, the potential impact they can have, and how we can fortify our systems against them. The digital world can be a dangerous place, but it's also full of opportunities for those willing to learn and adapt. The more we understand about threats like DDoS attacks, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this ever-evolving landscape. Knowledge is power, and understanding DDoS attacks is a crucial step